Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Legion Alpha. We're looking at the second to last tank. We still don't have Brewmaster properly. You can access it, but it's a bit cheesy. We are looking at the Protection Paladin. Yes, indeed. So what has been the big changes with the Prot Pally? The lack of Holy Power for a start. Now, I have played this one. I played this on Stream Week. And I can already tell you my feelings on it are, it's just a little less fun than Walls of Draenor. Everything's still pretty much exactly the same. The loss of Holy Power, as much as Holy Power was kind of insignificant, I think a lot of people get confused on this. I just want to make a point here. Is that people compare their specs to what they're like at the very, very end of an expansion. And it's important to remember, Warlords of Draenor right now is designed for you to get ridiculously overgeared very easily and smash through all the remaining content before the next expansion comes. It's not designed to be cleared in a way that should present a reasonable challenge. It's just not. You're accessing gear of ludicrous item levels through mythic dungeons. Even the Apex's stuff is overgearing it. You should be smashing through heroic Hellfire Citadel with very little difficulty with legendary rings and stuff. And that's because you're seeing things like on a Prot Pally, so many Avengers Shield resets that you're getting Holy Power through the arse, and people go, well, Holy Power doesn't mean anything in WoD. That's because of the current state of WoD in terms of making it as easy as possible to finish everything before the next expansion. Holy Power should mean something. You're supposed to manage that resource. You're supposed to care about it. You're not supposed to be like, well, I know I'm going to get 5 more in the next few seconds, so it doesn't really matter too much. Now, having said that, the removal of Holy Power has stripped all that away, and threat is still as ridiculous as it ever was. So what we tend to find, or I found while playing the Prot Paladin, is that yes, you still have all the same abilities. We still have Hammer of the Righteous, which will cleave if you're studying Consecrate. We still have Avengers Shield. We still have Judgment. We still have all those things. But the lack of Holy Power means these are essentially just DPS spells. And they feel very, very lackluster in comparison to something that generates a resource that we can actually manage and make choices out of. The change, because we don't have Holy Power, is just that Shield of the Righteous just now has charges. Similar to the Protection Warrior, similar to the Blood DK, all these things that just have charges now associated with them, and that's what you're supposed to manage, but that charge is like 11 seconds. It's not exactly punishing, to say the least. There is some sort of decision-making going, kind of, not really, is that Avengers Shield will buff your next Shield of the Righteous by 20%, but Shield of the Righteous can still reset, as I'll show you shortly, meaning it's not that big of a deal. It's very rare you'd be pressing it without that 20% buff unless you're trying to, like, chain spam Shield of the Righteous, right? That's the only difference. We still have Guardian of the Ancient Kings, which is now changed. It actually turns you into the Guardian instead of the guy supporting you, which is quite cool. We still have Ardent Defender. Yeah, still doing the same graphic. We still have Divine Shield, and instead of having our other shield, I forget the name, the one that's not Divine Shield, we actually have Light of the Protector, going back to the self-healing for the Protection Paladin. So you have this 14-second cooldown spell, call down the light to heal you for 50% of your missing health. And in dungeons, this thing is really good. Like, crazy, crazy good. You suddenly get burst, bump, you pop straight back up again. Almost in a Death Strike kind of way. It's a very, very borrowed mechanic, to say the least. It might be worded differently, but it feels that way to anyone who's played the other tanks. So having said that, there's not much for me to tell you here. Most of the stuff that you've seen on a Prot Paladin is still exactly here. We just lack Holy Power. So let's take a look at the talents then. The first Avenger, okay, increased the... So this is the glyph, essentially. They've put the glyph into the talent, which makes your Avenger Shield hit harder, but only hits one target. Yeah, so that's now a talent. Day of Reckoning, Hand of Reckoning, which is your taunt, now has 3 charges. Additionally, attacks affected by Hand of Reckoning deal 10% less physical damage to you. Very worried about this. In the hands of a newbie player, this is crazy. This is crazy. This is putting mitigation in a taunt. I have no idea why this decision was made. It seems ludicrous to me. Given how taunt mechanics work, that you would want 10% less damage taken tied to a taunt. Like, you can't do anything about it. In comparison to something like Demoralizing Shout, what was wrong with that? There could have been a variation on that if you wanted some sort of mitigation. Why tie it to taunt? I have no idea. And giving taunt 3 charges. I can only imagine an absolute casual or player who has no idea what the issues that can be caused by spamming taunt, getting this ability and spamming it, because he sees 10% less damage taken. That sounds tanky. I'm going to take that. Consecrated Hammer then. Your Hammer of the Righteous always gains the damage bonus of Consecration and no longer has a cooldown. Sure. Sure, we can spam it, whatever. Hold the shield allows you to do what it does in the war, do block spells, and do some stuff, and do some damage back to our attacker. Guardian's Light increase the healing from Light of the Protector. That's that extra mitigation in terms of self-healing we'll get. Last Defender, each enemy within 8 yards reduces the damage that you take by 3%, but this effect has diminishing returns. So you'll just take passively less damage while AoE tanking. Very dull, very droll, asinine talent. Usual CC stuff here. A blessing of spell warding, okay? So we get some new blessings. It places a blessing on a party or raid member, protecting them from all magical attacks for 10 seconds. This is incredible. This is incredible. This is like a mega anti-magic shell that you can give to someone. It cannot be used on attack, that's barbarian. So we've been asking for this for since vanilla, because we had the original blessing of protection. And the current one is physical damage only. So where's the spell version? Well, it's here. It's there. It's Blessing of Spell Warding. Blessing of Salvation remove the threat from a target completely and causes all additional threat generated to be transferred to the casting Paladin. Do we need threat? I just don't buy it. I don't see why this exists. There could be a scenario where you want to use that, I suppose, but... Retribution Aura will be taken for our artifact quest. Although it is a passive, we just won't need Blessing of Spell Warding or Salvation. And the Ret Aura it'll do some damage back. So most of the tank stuff is involved around being a DPSer, so we'll take Ret Aura for some shitty extra damage. Divine Bulwark at 75 instantly grants 3 charges to Shield of Righteous. Very nice as an on-demand cooldown. Very, very nice. Obviously, you won't be able to, if you need to, like, spam stack these, which you can do, you won't be able to fit in the Avenger's Shield in between these, but still very nice. Crusader's Judgment, when you cast Judgment, you have 50% chance to refresh Avenger's Shield, so something you'll recognize from Warlords of Draenor there. No multi-strike in the game now, obviously, so that's where you're seeing that baked into Judgment. Blessed Hammer. Throw a Blessed Hammer that spirals outward. You've probably seen this before. Does holy damage to enemies around you, so there's no Light's Hammer for the Protection Paladin anymore. Which makes sense that it's been replaced with this. So the Retribution has this ability as well. It's okay. It's just like a better AoE version. Okay? That's what it is. It causes them to deal 50% less damage to the Paladin. So it is a mitigation tool, so there you go. But I like Avenger's Shield resets for interrupts and stuff. Righteous Protection. Each time you use Shield of the Righteous, your remaining cooldown on Light of the Protector is reduced by 3 seconds. Very cool, because this ability is awesome. 50% of your missing health is very, very cool, okay? Very, very cool. Judgment of Light is what we'll be taking for just the ticking healing, okay? So you judge the attacks you put on the target will heal you, which is cool. Consecrate Grounds. Up to 6 allies standing within your consecration receive healing, okay? So if you're going to have everyone stacked on top of you, that could be quite good because... Although it might seem that without holy power generation, you don't really want to use Consecrate outside of AoE, the fact of the matter is you will be fitting it into your rotation at some point. It's just going to happen. So you're always going to have Consecration down all the time. Final Stand. Reduce the cooldown of Divine Shield by 50%, but when you use Divine Shield, you also taunt all targets, which is very nice. Knights Templar. Reduce the cooldown of Divine Steed by 50%. So this is our movement speed increase, where you actually get on the mount. Very, very cool. Reduce the cooldown of Divine Steed by 50% and reduces all damage taken while mounted to your Divine Steed by 20%. So it actually turns Divine Steed into a defensive cooldown. Into a bark skin, essentially, because it has the 1-minute cooldown, so you get the 20% damage reduction. You'll just be sat on your mount while you do it, which is quite cool. I like that. And Aegis of Light. I've taken this, raising Aegis of Light, reducing all damage taken by 20%. It's a 5-minute cooldown now for you and all your allies standing within 10 yards behind you. So you become sort of like the Shah of Fear thing, where they go behind you. Now, currently the graphics not implemented, but it does warp space-time. As you can see, the graphical errors are real, which is why I've taken it, because I think it looks funny. Okay, so those are the talents. Some interesting choices in there and some absolutely disastrous choices in there, I think. So let's get us underway then with actually obtaining our prop stuff, so I can do some dungeons and actually get a good feel for this in a proper environment. We have identified several weapons. Yes, we want to be getting Truth Guard. Now, the equipped Truth Guard stores 10% of all damage taken in it and occasionally releases it as energy. So it's a passive AoE damage or damage expulsion. An ancient Vrykul saga speaks of a shield crafted by Tyr himself during the Winterscorn War. It was used to expose Loken's lies to the Vrykul and convert many to Tyr's cause. The shield final resting place of the shield finding... What? The shield final resting place of the shield was lost to time. So I should say the final resting place of the shield was lost to time. But rumors point to the one who might know the final chapter of this story. Let's do that then. That sounds good.
Light bless you.
You may be familiar with Auric Trueheart here. He has devoted his time after the Northrend campaign to learning more about Tyr. He has uncovered evidence of a powerful shield crafted by Tyr long ago with the help of the Sunwalkers. We are finally able to act on this.
What's on your mind?
What's on your mind?
Got my attention.
Since the defeat of the Lich King, I've been spending my time around Ulduar learning about the Titan Keeper tier. He was the only keeper that actively fought Loken during his betrayal. I found a Vrykul saga describing a powerful shield Till crafted for his ally Vrykul to carry into battle. With Tahu's help, I'd like to speak with this Vrykul and learn what happened to the shield. Meet us at Shield Hill in the Howling Fjord and I'll fill you in. There's a portal to Wyrmrest Temple. So we have a hell of a long flight here, guys. A hell of a long flight, so I will cut the video. It's kind of an annoying quest, this, if I'm being completely honest. It's not the best they've come up with. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to show you where you do this, just for any of you who are watching this for the first time. But once we actually arrive, we're going to go to Wyrmrest Temple. Just down here, so we use our Divine Steed. Yeah, this is very, very cool. This is super cool to see. It doesn't last quite long enough, in my opinion, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's coolness. I'll take coolness any day. So you come down here to these portals that are now in the center of Dalaran. Or underneath Dalaran, I should say. Back to the old world. Now, what we've got to do is fly our asses, I shit you not, all the way down to here. So I'm going to cut now and come back. Alright, guys? Back in a moment. And we're finally here. God, this is a long-ass flight. And you're also going to get trolled in a minute after we actually do this. So, yeah, it's going to be okay. Have faith. Have faith. Right, find Auric. There we go. Sup, team? I trust the journey wasn't too long or hard. Fuck you, Blizz. Seriously. I'm sure you're wondering what we're doing at the Vrykul graveyard. It's because the writer of this saga is dead. And that is where Tahu comes in. You should read the saga yourself. I'm so tempted to do the Scottish accent. It's right here, so we are here to speak to the spirit of that Vrykul I was talking about before. Tahu Sagewind is a powerful seer and has said that he should be able to bring his spirit back. It'll be up to us to convince him to speak. You should speak with Tahu so we can get started.
Watch your back.
Okay.
Peace.
Let's go. I misjudged how long ago this happened. I will need more time to prepare myself for the ritual. In the meantime, why don't you... I attune this stone to the scroll Auric brought. Certain graves will glow into your mind's eye. Go to them and concentrate on the stone and see if you have found the correct grave. We want the writer himself, not a descendant or an ancestor. Okay. So you literally get a quest when you get here, which is like, oh yeah, we're not ready. Go and do an average quest, please. Just go and do an average quest. Okay. As you would ordinarily do. Which then involves just doing our business, as you can see. The Unquiet Dead. So you can see this actually responds. Now you'll just notice that essentially nothing has changed in terms of DPS. It actually feels a lot more like the 6969 rotation of old, where we just kind of DPS. That's all these are now. Which is a little bit sad. And all these Avengers Shield procs don't actually translate into anything other than just more damage. With threat being the way it is, it's just not a big deal to... You just feel like you're doing mediocre DPS. That's the prop Paladin. You feel like you're just pressing buttons because, well, you don't even have to, but you should be doing some damage, I suppose, right? That's how it feels right now, which is a little sad. Again, it's the same thing the Holy Paladin had, which is that it lives in a world that these spells and stuff were created for a world where there was such a thing as holy power. And without holy power, they just don't make a lot of sense. They just don't seem to fit the mold at all. So that's something I would definitely suggest that they take a look at, is whether or not this holy power decision was a good idea or not. Because without it, it just feels like something is just missing. It doesn't make any sense. Like, I'm doing this because I need to kill these, but if I was tanking, all I would realistically need to be pressing after probably the first, 30, 40 seconds or whatever of, say, a major boss fight, is just Avenger Shield to buff my Shield of the Righteous. And there's the guy. The snow goes by. This is the correct grave. Cool. We have found you. What's the next step? I'll begin the ritual. You must focus your will upon the spirit while our friend keeps us safe. Yeah. Let's get to it then. I shall protect you, because I am Rakug. I just realized this is rubbish, so I'm going to use Knights Templar, because it's way more fun. I died to ease the pain of my failure. Why do you disturb me? I read your saga. Where did you find the shield, spirit? I must answer. I followed it across many lands and seas until I reached an island in Stormheim. There was a tomb for the kings there. For months I tried to enter the shrine, but I was not a follower of Tyr's path and was denied. I returned in disgrace and tried to cleanse my failure in the blood of others. Return to your rest and be disgraced no more. Thank you, Tahu, for your help. I will remember this. And now comes the ultimate troll of all time. I'm glad to have helped. I must go to the Netherlight Temple and inform the Cardinal of our success. Good luck. As for you, let's go back to Dalaran. Yeah. You fly your ass all the way fucking here. Right? And then get told to... It takes like 10 minutes to get here. You do that one shitty quest where you click 3 graves. Then you have to go all the way back to fucking Dalaran. God damn it. At least they could just... It would be fine if there was a quick way of getting there. The Wormrest Temple is not a quick way of getting here at all. And they really need to do something about it. Or at least have a portal there that takes us back. Just do something so we're not like fucking just going into the middle of nowhere for ages to then just come all the way back again. Okay.
What can I do for
I'm back. I already have a lead on the island. Word around the tavern was a great warrior had broken into the Rakul King's tomb on an island in Stormheim. That's got to be the one we're looking for.
Safe travels.
We'll be flying directly to the island. My friend said that the warrior never entered the shrine itself. They were after one of the tombs. I'm guessing that since the Rakul hero couldn't enter, that it's still protected by a power unique to Tyr. I'm thinking that we may have a better shot than most of the people at this. Let's get into the shrine and see if that shield is still there. Okay, let's go. Just mount the birdie. Mount the birdie. Let's go get our shield. Why not? That sounds like a really, really good idea. Off we go. Whee! It is the same place, yeah. So this area is used for the BM Hunter, the Prot Warrior, and the Prot Paladin. I just did the BM Hunter and couldn't remember where I had definitely been to this area for a different time, and it is the Prot Pally. I'm telling you, Kato, the shield is here. I can feel it. Yeah. I'm here, aren't I? Let's find your shield and get back to the war. Yeah, let's fucking game on, man. Here's my friend now. Glad you could make it. There's the tomb. Let's get in there and find that shrine. We'll follow your lead. Cool. Get to the shrine. Hold it right there, buddy. You are unworthy. Leave at once. Shut up. Alleyway. Get stunned on. So what we need to do is actually... He has like lol amounts of health. We need to pick these up and then you shoot him with these things. Come on, let me out. I'm not bubbling it. Gimme. Give me another one. Give me another. There it comes. Whoop, up. That's him down. Down you come, Shay. Oh, he's stunned as well. Okay. So you guys probably do get the idea what I was talking about is that, I mean, at this point I'm pressing Shield of the Righteous just to have something to press. Because, yeah, there's just nothing to manage here so far, like from the single target point of view. Done. And you take no damage either, which is rather strange, because the Prot Warrior one you do. The Tomb of Old Kings. Now, this is where you'll see Avenger Shield's range on its cleave. It's pretty poor. You see, oh, it did hit the others. When I fired that exact thing earlier on. Oh, here comes the deeps. And that's that Light of the Protector healing me up there. I mean, the guy's healing me as well, clearly, but still, it's very, very cool. Down you go, buddy. There you go, 50% of your missing health. Look how quickly you can top yourself. It's such a cool idea. Because you really have to... There is some risk reward in there about when you want to use it, because it has a cooldown. So you're like, do I press it now? Do I wait to take a little bit less damage because I'll get more benefit from it? Will I get healed in a second? There is some choice to be made there, and it's kind of interesting. But self-healing in itself isn't interesting, at least in my perspective. But a lot of people don't mind tank self-healing, so... Especially if they're going to do some solo content, which seems to be very much a good idea here. Look there, I don't think that tablet was glowing when I first saw it. Odd, I can read it. After the fall of Tyr, Grim the Truthseeker aided his brethren in Tirisfal, ensuring their survival in the new world. Knowing that others of his kind fled the north, he went in search of them, hoping to find someone worthy to pass on his armaments. Eventually he found Stormheim, and strong descendants of his race. Here was a group where one might be found worthy. Go, pony! Whoa, one just spawned, like, right next to me. That would have been so cheeky. Pull all the things! Get closer! Interrupted. There we go. Let's fight here. Yeah! Like men. Come on! Fight me! Hopefully I'm not going to get whirlwind. I don't think I even can now, which is cool. Ah! Big tank. 141k crit? Not bad. On an island of stone, Grim built an arena. He proclaimed to his brethren that he sought a successor, strong in will and body, and pure in heart. They would have to pass his trials in order to claim this weapon. Many of Berserkers and Dragon Riders answered Igrim's challenge, but all met with failure and death. Igrim answers challenges for years until the challenges just stopped coming. Yeah, so Prot Warrior's in there, BM Hunter's in there, and this is the Prot Paladin one. I love this. Like, the shield reflects all the damage. You cannot stop me, for I am Protection Paladin. Open the door. Stop healing me. I'm at full health, you fucking LFR healer. You did it. Better than being ground into a pile of ash on the ground, isn't it? Another tablet. Here lies Grim, resolute and patient, never bowing to the curse of the great enemy. He remains as strong as the Vrykul of old. He and his challenge await. Challenge hype? Oh, I remember this now, yeah. Grim the Truthseeker. I bid you greetings, opener of doors. You are the first. Best title in the game. And there's my shield, buddy. I am the champion of Tyr, and we will see if you are worthy to bear this shield. No worries, man. Let's do it, huh? Let's fucking do it. He has to fight his wife as well. Griselda. I have waited a long time for someone like you. I sense you are the blood and have the heart. Face me in battle and we will test your strength. I'm ready. Let's go. Go, magic, go! Now she wants to go. Now, when I first did this, I wasn't thinking, probably because I was streaming. But yeah, she knocks you back, so use a wall. You know, something I've taught all of you guys to do for fucking years is, oh, did you get knocked back? Yeah, you need a wall. A wall will be your friend every time. Come here. Ooh, Blade Storm. Fancy. This is one of the, gotta be said, the easier tanking ones. Because for some reason they just do no damage. The Prot Warrior one was significantly more challenging in terms of tanking and using arctic mitigation and stuff. But yeah, not this one for some reason. So it's just a case at this point of just DPSing these down. Oh, come on, give me my wall back. Fuck off.
Too far away.
I still wish I had a charge. I think a lot of paladins like self-healing, don't they? Like traditional paladins, it like makes total sense to them to be able to do that. Which is understandable. I'm doing so much cleave deeps. I never really considered that because of the way the Shield of the Righteous works, in terms of everything in your consecration gets, not Shield of the Righteous, Hammer of the Righteous. Everything in your consecrations gets hammered. that it absolutely just makes this, makes you so much, like, probably cheesy extra damage. I almost wonder if there'll be times when you're like, don't use, I mean, it's happened in the past. Don't use your cleave. You know those moments? They tend not to happen anymore, but they have happened traditionally. I am beaten. You are worthy. Yeah. If Tyr were alive, he would make you this champion. I hereby pass on Truthguard to you. Da 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 da. It is a very cool shield. I chose the turret specifically because it's such a cool shield and I wanted to see it on me. Yeah, I've done this too quickly. I assume because I used the wall, your DPS is supposed to be less. Oh no, maybe because I'm in shit gear. But she should be dead before you kill that guy. I'm glad the shield is in your hands. We're going to head back to Dalaran and report to Tyrannosaurus Rex. If you need a ride, you can take the Hippogriff outside. Yeah. So it then makes you go back to Dalaran. Well, obviously your Hearthstones are cool now because they just sent you to fucking Northrend. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to run back, take the Griffin to Dalaran. Then I'm going to get the quest, which is to go to Light's Hope fucking Chapel. Which, again, is miles away. So I'm going to cut again till then, because we have a lot of traveling to do. We have to run all the way out the soon. Alright, so back in a moment. And finally, we arrive at Light's Hope Chapel. This one is a lot of traveling. A hell of a lot of traveling. I'll fly your ass all over Northrend. But still, you get this really cool shield. So, kind of worth, I guess. And into the tombs, the Sanctum of Light, we go. As I ride my horse around here, I hope it doesn't shit on the floor, but you get the idea. We're still going to get called the Ashbringer because they haven't really edited the text here yet. But all the stuff is under construction, so it's not a big deal. It's just kind of funny now that you'll... Well, yeah. It's always that guy as well. It's like he's a big fucking moron. Stoutmantle. It's like he's such a dipshit. It's like, that's not the Ashbringer. Someone should say that too. That would be a good thing.
Go with honor, friend.
That would be a very cool thing. If they just said, hey... That's not the Ashbringer. What? What? And we are here to mourn the death, of course, of Tyrion Fordring. And not to make a mockery of it. Ugh, can I get on here? No. Bring all the paladins together. So let's drink in our shield. If you are super interested in the RP event here, just check the Retribution or even the Holy video. I went through all the RP there. And just skip straight to the class hall. It'll bring you literally to this section. And those videos are linked after this one, so... You can do that, guys. That's no problem. Maybe I'll take a moment of silence. Yes. So we inscribe our name in the Librum. So we can become the big cheese. High Lord, me. Everyone's a High Lord. Yay! Love this place, though. Absolutely love it. One of the best looking class halls in the game. Really is. It just fits the theme of the Paladins so well. Because they're all up their own arse, aren't they? They're very egotistical and vain, the old Paladins. That's why they have these giant statues. They say it's like for honor and stuff, but come on. Everybody here wants to have a statue after them at some point. I love that it has the Grand Marshal sword. No wonder he's got his arms crossed. Having to wear the old banana armor. So moody. What are you moody about? Yay! We did it! Good shit. Right, give me my ability. And then let's look at some shield graphics. Thank you.
Light bless you.
Imbue your artifacts with new power. Here we go! Let me see if we can get a good angle on this. You can't rotate the camera and stuff when you're actually looking at them. So that looks kind of okay there. Oh, that's perfect. Excellent. Okay, so we get the Eye of Tyr. A 1-minute cooldown. Release a blinding flash from Truthguard, causing holy damage to all enemies within 8 yards that reduces all damage they deal to you by 25%. That's cool. We'll cast that in a second, guys. Don't you worry about that. We will cast that in a moment. So what else do we get then? Face down. Increase your armor by 10% when under 40% health. Okay, that could be cool while dancing around with Light of the Protector. Sacrifice of the Just. Reduce the cooldown of Blessing of Sacrifice by 60 seconds. Increase the healing of Light of the Protector. Light of the Titans. Hammer of Righteousness empowers your next Light of the Protector, causing it to heal for more. Okay, I mean, that ability is very spammable. Ardent Avenger. Increase the damage of Avenger's Shield. Reduce the cooldown of Ardent Defender. Each forbearance you cause will increase the rate that all your forbearance causing abilities recharge. That could be interesting. Especially if you're using, like, the magical defense. That could be cool. Increase the crit chance of judgment. Increase the damage of Hammer of the Righteous. Increase the duration of consecration. Tears Enforcer. The knowledge of the Watchers causes the Truth Guard to deal damage to all enemies within a certain yards of each target hit by Avenger's Shield. So it's like an extra damage bonus for Avenger's Shield. Your Ardent Defender grants you Painful Truce, which deals damage per melee strike. Okay. Increase your health. Wow. I mean, come on. Scraping the barrel if we're just increasing health. Increase the damage and damage reduction of Shield of the Righteous, so that's a mandatory one. And our final one is Bulwark of Order. Avenger's Shield shields you. This is what it's supposed to say. Avenger's Shield shields you for the amount of damage it dealt. Okay, so a lot of, not the most exciting artifact weapon I've ever seen in my life, but I mean, it's okay. Let's look at the appearances then. There we go. That's what she looks like now. Beauty. Ooh, the Dark Paladin. On the stream, my wife was here to assess these. She didn't like them. I love this one. I just like the hint of green in there. That one is fantastic, though. That is so cool. That is so, so cool. I don't like that one as much, or the golden version. But I love this one as much. These two. I think I prefer that one, but that is cool as well with the white light. Not a fan of this one with, like, the crystal. The models, though, are so good. So, so good. I showed some of you guys got to come up with some crazy transmogs for those. I'd say that was the best out of those ones in the Vindicators category. The Dark Keeper's Ward, then. These are like the evil shields, which you can get. They're okay. These are by far away my favorites. These two. But I'm sure you guys will have your own opinions on those. That is the Protection Paladin quest. A very quick one. In comparison to the others. Well, it's... If it didn't have all that traveling, it'd actually be super quick. So I'll be interested to see how long that quest actually is. Reading everything when I cut out all the traveling involved. My initial impressions are, WOD was better. The Holy Power loss has not really done any favors for this spec. It just feels... It feels like it's purely about mitigation, because threat is so easy to come by that you just don't care that much about your damaging spells. After a certain point, you just don't care, because they're not doing anything other than damage. And that's about it. They have no effect on anything else. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.